There was a time when Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris looked like they had it all. Not perfect, no real love story ever is, but strong. The kind of strong that makes people believe in second chances. The kind of strong that survives storms most people wouldn't even step into. They faced prison time, family tension, public pressure, and still stood side by side like a team that refused to lose. To the world watching love and hip-hop, Atlanta, they weren't just a couple, they were a symbol, a reminder that love could bend without breaking. But sometimes, what we see is only the surface. Because behind closed doors, where cameras can't always capture the truth, something started to change. At first it was small. A little less laughter. A little more silence. A look that used to mean everything, suddenly meaning nothing at all. And here's the thing about silence. It doesn't arrive loudly. It creeps in quietly, like a shadow at sunset, growing longer until it fills the whole room. People began to notice, not immediately, but slowly. Social media posts felt different. The energy between them felt off, like two people standing close but somehow miles apart. And then the whispers began. Not just rumors of arguments, not just stress, something deeper, something heavier. Imagine living in the same house with someone you once loved deeply, but feeling completely alone. Imagine sharing a bed, but not a connection. Now imagine doing that for a year. That's the part that shook everyone. The claim that they hadn't been intimate, not emotionally, not physically, for over a year. Think about that. Not days, not weeks. A whole year of distance growing between two people who once couldn't stay apart. It wasn't just about love fading. It was about something breaking. And when something breaks slowly, it doesn't shatter all at once. It cracks, piece by piece, until one day you realize there's nothing left to hold together. Sources say conversations turned into circles. You talk, I talk, but no one really listens. Words bounce off walls instead of reaching hearts. And that's where frustration grows. Because the worst feeling in a relationship isn't anger. It's feeling unheard. It's feeling like you're fighting for something alone. For Yandy, the story being told is one of exhaustion, of carrying the emotional weight for too long, of showing up, giving, trying, and slowly realizing that the effort wasn't being matched. And for Mendeecees, the picture painted is complicated. Some say he tried to reconnect, but in ways that felt confusing, like offering friendship where love was expected, like pressing a reset button on something that needed repair, not restart. And here where it gets real. Because asking your spouse to just be friends doesn't feel like healing. It feels like losing. It feels like everything you built is being quietly rewritten into something smaller. Something less. There was a moment, a turning point people keep talking about. A corn maze. Now think about that for a second. A maze. A place where people get lost, searching for a way out. What was meant to be a romantic gesture, a moment to reconnect, reportedly became something else entirely. A realization. Because sometimes, you don't find your way back to someone. You find your way out. And for Yandy, that moment may have been the first time she saw the truth clearly. The man she once knew wasn't standing in front of her anymore. Or maybe he was. Just different. And that difference felt too big to ignore. From there, everything started unraveling faster. Family gatherings became tense. Smiles didn't reach the eyes. Conversations became short or stopped altogether. And the house that once felt like a home now felt like two separate worlds under one roof. There's something deeply painful about that kind of distance. Because it's not loud. It's quiet. It's walking past each other in hallways without speaking. It's sitting in the same room but feeling like strangers. It's love turning into routine and then into nothing. People began choosing sides, as they always do. Some stood with Yandy, seeing her as a woman who gave everything and finally reached her limit. Others looked at Mendeecees and saw a man struggling internally, maybe dealing with things he didn't know how to express. And maybe both things can be true, because real life isn't simple. There's no villain in every story. Sometimes there are just two people who stopped understanding each other. But here, where the emotional weight gets heavier. Children. Because when a relationship struggles, it doesn't just affect two people. It ripples outward. Kids notice things. They see the distance. They feel the tension, even when no one says a word. And according to the reports, questions started coming. Why aren't mom and dad together as much? Why does it feel different? Those are the moments that hurt the most. Because you can hide things from the world, but not from the people who live in your heart. As time passed, the idea of separation stopped feeling like a possibility and started feeling like a reality. There were talks, rumored, not confirmed, of legal steps, of protecting assets, of preparing for what might come next. And that's when it hits you. This isn't just emotional anymore. It's real. It's decisions. It's consequences. It's the end of something that once meant everything. But here's the part of the story that matters most. This isn't just about a relationship falling apart. It's about a person finding themselves again. Because somewhere in all of this, Yandy reportedly reached a point where she realized something powerful. Loving someone should not mean losing yourself. Read that again. Because that's the lesson so many people learn too late. She began focusing on healing, on her children, on her growth, on rebuilding not just a life, but a sense of self that may have been buried under years of trying to hold everything together. And that takes courage, real courage, because walking away isn't always weakness. Sometimes it's the strongest thing you can do. Meanwhile, Mendeecees' story continues on its own path, one filled with attempts to explain, to redefine, to be understood. Whether those efforts come too late or still hold meaning is something only time can answer. But the truth is, not every story gets a perfect ending. Some stories end with questions, with silence, with growth that comes from pain. And maybe that's okay, because not all endings are failures. Some are transformations. So now I want to ask you something. What do you think? Can a relationship survive a year of emotional distance? Can love come back after silence takes over? Or is there a point where letting go is the only way forward? Drop your thoughts below, because your voice matters in this conversation. If this story made you feel something, if it made you reflect, if it reminded you of something in your own life, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more deep, real stories like this. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just their story. It's a reminder for all of us. Love needs effort, communication, presence, and when those things fade, even the strongest bonds can break. Stay aware, stay real, and most importantly, never lose yourself trying to hold on to something that's already letting go.